New World has sent me some more stuff about updates. They sent it to me actually on Wednesday, unfortunately, but I wasn't able to do anything about it until today because I've been working. So, they have a new update called Reekwater. Reekwater. Um, they sent me some screenshots and everything, and we're actually going to be going through them a little bit. So, Reekwater is a swamp fishery area, um, a dilapidated fishing village that plays home to new sets of foes. And what would a fishing village be without, well, fishing? So, yes, surprise, fishing is coming to the game. But you cannot go to Reekwater until you are level 58 to 60. So um, only the veteran players will be able to go into Reekwater, which is interesting. Um, and the fishing is a new skill set, and you'll be able to craft fishing poles, and you will also be able to craft bait. So you'll be able to go to like the kitchen area and create some bait for yourself. So this is some of the screenshots that they sent me. Let's see. It looks very similar to some of the farm villages. Um, but it really looks similar to one village in particular. I think it's down, um, I want to say in Windsward, I think, whenever I saw it during the preview. Because it was a swampy area, but it wasn't this swampy. But it looks like they have actually they've actually done some tree houses, which is interesting. Um, they did have some streamers actually play a little bit on Reekwater. Um, the link to those videos is on New World's Twitter. If you look up Reekwater. Ooh. Ooh, that's at night. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. And oh, so that's what they mean by new foes. Okay. Okay. So I'm getting all this information off of their website and some of the information from what they have shared with us. Um, so if you have any questions, please, please, please let me know um, in the chat. I will be periodically checking the chat. Nope, 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 nope. So it looks like they're integrating some of the creatures from the trailer, like some of the earth creatures, I think is what they're calling them. I'm not sure if they're called earth creatures, but they look more like they're part of the earth. I'm still looking for that deer. Oh, I like those. I really like those. But I'm wondering, because it looks like one is like a solid um mob and enemy, and the other one is more like a ghost enemy. So, do they actually spawn the ghost? That was not answered in any of the videos that I saw. But I do see a pirate ship in the background, so wonder if we're gonna be running into any kind of pirates. Ooh, I love that. I love that. Okay. Hmm. And I do like have a little bit of an excerpt that I am gonna be reading. Um, that is sort of similar to an article that they uh did on their website, but it's a little bit similar to um it was my own take off of it. So I hope New World doesn't mind. The devs don't mind. The devs did provide me all these screenshots and everything, and did provide me information on the Reekwater update along with some of the fishing update. And I do appreciate it, guys. Ooh. So spears are like for certain in the game, and I think hatchets. But from what I was seeing about the Reekwater update, um, it's really interesting because the um, the fishing looks a little bit challenging, and I don't know if I like that. So it looks like Reekwater is a few different things. It's a dilapidated fishing village along with some ancients and some pirates. It looks like it looks like it might be more of a like they said, a swampy area. So it might be more water than anything. Which, oh, don't tell me those things come to life. I'll have nightmares. I will have nightmares of them coming to life. If those things come to life, I will be beelining it out of Reekwater. Ooh, there's tentacles. Ugh. uh, I did see some of the stream on the Reekwater. I'm not gonna love that. I'm not gonna love the tentacles. I didn't get to do any of the corrupted tentacles during my preview event that I did. During the preview event that New World did, but I did see them, so they were horrible. That's a different one. Atlantis, anybody? That looks like Atlantis to me. Somebody found Atlantis. Ooh. So I wonder if you can have like different kinds of fishing poles. Like if you go to like, the ancient ruins like here, if you can find like an Azoth infused um fishing pole. Like you can with some of the other stuff that they get. Brackwasser? I'm probably butchering that name. I am probably butchering that name. Brackwasser. Wasser. It's really cool though. But where's his eyes? Reekwater. So is Brockwasser like an area inside of Reekwater? Like where these earth creatures are? Yolks Badice? I'm butchering that. Those are really good character models though. Oh, lily pads. Can I collect the lily pads? I want to collect the lily pads. I really, really do. Um, so after watching the video that some that I found on some of the YouTubers channels, that were able to do the Reekwater update, this sort of looks like the settlement. So you've got the tree houses. And And you got the many levels of the settlement, which is really, really nice. So it might actually be a really big settlement. And the tentacles. The tentacles. Is that the deer from the trailer? I'm wondering. Because I do know that there are like wolves and bears and other wildlife in Reekwater that is like earth based. Okay, there's part of the ancient ruins. Okay. Huh. And some more of the settlement, maybe? Or is that one of the villages off of the settlement? Ooh. I think it's a settlement. But it's just got that haze around it. So there's the inn. I'm pretty sure it's right here. I'm just loving these pictures that they're sending me so that I can at least keep you guys updated. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, so to me, this looks like an Azov-filled swamp because you've got the hue of the blue is off. You've got the ancients here towards us, and then you have what I want to call the tree of life, maybe, or I wouldn't really call it the tree of life because from what I've read on Reekwater, there is no life. And I'll open up to that here in a few minutes, guys. Um, ooh. So I'm wondering if this is like as soon as you're getting into the settlement, you see this. You've got the trees with the the houses in them. You've got what looks like a boat, maybe, or maybe this isn't part of the settlement. I would just love to see like a panoramic view of what this is. I would just love it. That still reminds me of Atlantis. I'm sorry, guys. But I know it's Reekwater. Ooh. Ooh, it looks more mysterious during the day than it does at night. Ooh, I don't like that. So, is the settlement not far from that, I guess, monument? Or statue? Or is this even the settlement? That I don't know, guys. I just don't know. I don't think this is part of the settlement. I think this is like a landmark. So this would be like a ship landmark. They've got gators. Where in New World did they not have gators? The last time I played during the preview, the gators kicked my butt. I hope these are like normal gators. I really, really do. Ooh. Ooh. I want that crossbow. Doves. It would be awesome if, like, whenever you defeat a mob like this, if you could get their weapon. I really want that. Not every one of them, but, like, the ones that have, like, I guess superior weapons to you, I would love. Because I've ran into a lot of um, mobs and monsters and withered and skeletons and stuff that had far better um, far better swords or bows or um, hammers than I did. I would love it. Ooh. These are really, really good character models. New World, where have you been keeping these? In a lockbox? Open up that lockbox, New World. Like I said, that's a really, really cool bow. I want that bow. I would like to have, like, some of these, like, I would just like to have some of this artwork up in my office here where I live. Because it's really, really nice. The mushrooms. So it looks like that earth creature might be on the edge of the ancients. Okay. And then you have more of the ancient ruins. But I've got a theory, guys, and I'll let you know what the theory is after we go through all these screenshots. I think that's the last one. Okie dokie. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to read a little bit of a little thing that I came up with that it's sort of part of what New World put on their news on their website just for, as an update, but I put my own little spin to it. So you find you find a letter and you go over to Survivalist Thornton and you say, "Hey, Survivalist Thornton, I found this letter that these loggers were telling me about Reekwater." Survivalist Thornton takes a look at you and says, "Go find Watcher Reese. He'll let you know what it is." So you then travel to Everfall and go and find Watcher Reese. In Everfall, after finding Watcher Reese, you show him the letter. Watcher Reese says, "There's a reason I stay on this side of the island." His eyes are drifting away, and he says, "The reason is Reekwater." You ask Watcher Reese, what's Reekwater? You've never talked about that before. Nobody's talked to me about it. On the note, it says, "I've been on the island for a few months now, finding work mostly by falling trees and cutting lumber for a few of the settlements. A few days ago, I heard some of the other loggers swapping rumors of a forest that held a vast store of azoth, like nowhere else here in Atrium. Today I was delivering supplies to the outpost on the Everfall shores. Not many folks are willing to take the trek out here since there's not much profit in it, but I remember the debt I owe to the Watchers. I wouldn't have made it past the spit of surf I washed up on if it wasn't for them. Taking some supplies out there, it wasn't much by way of thanks. But it's something. Reese. He's one of the veteran watchers. He was on duty. And I figured that if anyone knew about the strange parts of these islands, it would be him. So I asked him if he knew what the loggers were talking about. As I read over the journal, Watcher Reese sort of looks at me and says, Do you know about Reekwater? I tell him no. He says, that reason is Reekwater. He snapped out of his daze. You're doing well here. The only thing you'll find out there is death. Utter death. He squinted the sun out of his eyes and he turned his gaze back to the beaches, always keeping an eye out for more survivors. The journal entry goes on to say, plenty of folk just like you have thought to head out towards Reekwater, looking for a quiet dock away from the ramble of town, a spot to cast a line. They hear of tall trees and lush land that can only be described as ripped from their dreams. But those trees are guarded. And they do not welcome visitors. I took another look at Reese. Reese's eyes started to flash with an intensity and anger that I'd never seen before. With a sharp exhale, he continued, or maybe you fancy the idea of harnessing the power that the ancients toiled with. Those ruins aren't anything like you've seen here in Neverfall. And the things guarding them are older and stronger than anything I care to tangle with on this island. The power of that cursed place drew many others before you. Even a pirate queen. If you believe the rumors, all lost. Now. Watcher Reese looks back to the shores, looking for more survivors. He finally clapped a powerful hand on my back. Trust me, you don't want to go to Reekwater. I take one last look at Watcher Reese. I think about what he said about Reekwater, about these creatures, about the ancients. They're all over the place. Ancients are all over New World. What makes Reekwater different? I walked away and I considered his warning. Reese has been on the island for a long, long time and has watched a lot of newcomers fail. Was I going to be one of them? That'd make anyone cautious. But I'm just as handy with my hatchet and my spear as I am with my logging axe. And if the trees of Reekwater are really as incredible as these loggers claimed in this journal, surely a little risk would be worth the reward. Right? Right? The journal entry ends with, I think it might be time for me to set out to see if there's any truth in those rumors. It's signed Paris Lorient. I go back to Walter Reese and ask him about Paris. He said nothing came from him, no one saw him. The ancients and the Pirate Queen must have got him. Walter Reese then tells me I need to go back and see Survivalist Thornton. And I head back. But I still think, is it worth it or is it not? Nearworld published a Secrets of the Swamp November update on their under their news accounts. I told you a little bit about it, but I'm gonna go over a little bit more of it. They're calling the new zone Reekwater. It's life and death shake hands here, is what they call Reekwater. Life and death have shake hands here. So are these people actually held here in Reekwater? Are we gonna find Paris? Are we gonna find the Pirate Queen? Or are we just gonna find death and destruction? It says that the vast, densely wooded area of Supernatural Swamp was given the name of Reekwater by fisher folks who gathered here to take advantage of the area's many prime fishing spots. The name stems from the pungent and sickly sweet smell of decay that pervades the entire region. So apparently, if we had smell-o-vision, it would smell very pungent and sickly, but yet sweet. They call the original settlement Bayou Village. So I'm guessing Bayou Village is maybe this area? Maybe? And was seen by its builders as a new Venice, built on the submerged ruins of an ancient residential district. Yeah, it could be. I don't know. Those grand hopes were shattered with the arrival of the Siren Queen's Florida and her rapid expansion of power. So we have a Siren Queen, we have a Pirate Queen, and we have Earth creatures in this dilapidated fishing. The settlers of Reekwater were forced almost entirely out of the area, and those unable to leave or hide were dragooned into work crews for the Siren Queen. So those left behind were forced by the Siren Queen. Her reach stretched across most of the Reekwater, even as both she and her crew became lost. So she was alive before she became lost. Okay. She now has turned her sights on the angry Earth. Oh! Angry Earth is is that this. The angry Earth character. Capturing them to drive her plans as she deliberately searches for any way to regain her lost soul, an all-consuming quest that forces her to take greater risk for any chance of success. Huh. New quests and the NPCs lead you to a path to discover the origins of these Azoth-infused waters. So I was right. The waters are infused with Azoth. Cause in... what was it? This screenshot? This screenshot. It looked like it was water... Azoth and infused water. Is what it looks like. Right there, real good. The life cycle of the Dyrits and the role of the ancient guardians played in this region of Atrium. So we still have the ancient guardians, but we also have the life cycles of Dyrits. So I'm guessing the Dyrits are the earth creatures, maybe? There are 4 swamp Dyrits, angry earth creatures who use the power of the bog and Azoth to fight the player. So we have 4 new earth creatures. We have the undead pirate brute. So it's a brute as a pirate with a cannon on his back. Enjoy! That looks like death. We have 2 swamp feeds. One of these feeds charges towards a player and explodes, while the other prefers to overwhelm unwary adventurers with a flood of melee attacks. Okay. So Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Got it. Then we have the creepers, who is a type of tendril with some new attacks and strong poison damage. So I'm wondering if the poison damage is the same as what the poison damage is on the wizard in, like, the farming community. And then you have the sufferance of the elders, a swamp version of the beast that pulls minions from the ground and throws a mean spike. Wonder if that's sort of like the ancient, oh man, it's been months since I played New World. The head ancient where they have these they can summon these minions near them and attack the player. I'm wondering if that's what these elders are. And then you have the protector of the source, a boss version of the sufferance of the elders with increased difficulty. Death. The protector consumes minions to grow stronger and throws out homing spikes. So, they consume the minions. Huh. Then you have the fishing skill that they talked about. And it's its own skill. And they have a wide array of fish to all waters, including fresh and salt water. So, it doesn't say how many fish they have here. Fishing rods is a new tree within the engineering trade skill. There are 5 tiers of fishing rods to be crafted. There are 11 unique perk types available for these fishing rods and added fishing hotspots to greatly increase the bite speed and rarity of these fish. Your ability to find hotspots increases with your fishing skill. So I wonder if it's sort of like your tracking skill, where if you increase your hunting and tracking skill, it will increase the like you can see where like animals are. So this will show you where the hotspots are for fish. Okay. Gather, cook, and loot to find bait that increases your chance of catching rare fish. Okay. And then you have some fishing quests. So the first inhabitants of Reekwater found a marshy waters teeming with all manner of fish and quickly setting out to map and take advantage of this new and valuable resource. The quality and quantity of fish found throughout the area was far superior to any others found across the island, attracting the best and most esteemed fishing enthusiasts on Atrium. So the best fishing spots and the highest quantity of fish is found in Reekwater. Okay. Okay. And then they have some enemy updates. There's a new threat system part 2 from new threat system part 1 in the previous alpha. They wanted to be clear which player an enemy will target and provide more ways players can manipulate threat. Healing and blocking is now generate threat. The sword mastery tree has been updated to make 2 abilities generate threat. Players can expect updates to other mastery trees later on. So it looks like they're slowly but surely doing the master trees. They added a taunt to Shield Bash, and they added an AoE threat bonus to Intimidating Rush. Okay. I like that. And then they have an Elite Enemy System Part 1. Okay. Okay. We want our elite champion enemies to be more challenging and offer a unique gameplay twist. Great. More challenging. Great. The elite system allows us to assign 1 to 3 traits to enemies that vary gameplay. These can be specifically assigned or random. Okay. There are 3 categories of traits. Offensive, including elemental damage, damage bonus, and block damage bonus. Defensive includes increased health, increased armor, increased elemental resistance, and utility. Includes explodes on death and frost aura. And they'll keep adding traits over time. Oh. This got real. Okay. They've also added an inherent elite buff that all elites and champions will get. This buff creates Grit attacks unbreakable, reduces the block damage they do to allow tanks to better handle multiple enemies. Difficulty for level 50 combat has been increased across the board. Please note this will require even more tuning moving forward as we continue to refine our end game. So they're still working on end game tuning and everything, but they're also giving us other updates, which is good. Then you have the weapon and balance updates, targeted healing. They've made it easier for support players to heal their allies. When the healing pulse or divine embrace are activated, the friendly player closest to the caster will be locked on. Then you can press the left mouse button, will cast the heal ability on the target. Just the target. The target lock will disable after the cast is complete. Which is a lot better than what it has been during the preview. The locked target can be switched to other friendly players using the mouse wheel up or down, or by moving the mouse in the direction of the next friendly player. The target lock can be switched to manual targeting by pressing the middle mouse button or the wheel, and lock can also be cancelled by cancelling the heal ability. Okay. So you don't have to use the target lock, but you can, and you can switch it to another player fairly easy. Users can also self-cast healing spells by holding control and pressing the ability key. I know in a future build we will further refine targeting healing and modify the HUD to easily identify healing targets in and out of the groups. So I guess my question for the devs would be, Um, on the HUD, are you able to take off, like, if you don't want to track, like, let's say I want to only track rabbits. Could I only select rabbits? Or could I only select that I want to track nuts? Or I want to go and look for birchwood? Certain things like that. If any devs are actually listening or actually find this on YouTube, because it will go up on YouTube later on, probably on Monday, I think. Definitely let me know, because I have a lot of questions. And I hope I'm not bothering you guys with questions. And then you have a critical hit system. They're adding more ways for players to diversify their builds. All weapons have been assigned a critical hit chance, though currently the range from 3 to 5% depending upon the weapon, but expect more variation, and weapons focus on critical hits in the future. So if you do a critical hit, it does a lot more damage to the mob, but does it also take away does it also put damage onto your weapon? I want to know. All weapons have a critical hit modifier, which determines the extra damage they do when they do crit. Crit hits and backstabs don't currently get called out in damage text with orange color like headshots do, but they will in the next release. Note we will also add perks that modify crit chance and modifiers in the future. Well, that didn't answer my question, so. To the musket, they did the trap cooldown increase to 30 seconds. The life staff, they did a smite upgrade change and a decrease to the bonus damage of Vampire Smite to 15%, and they decreased the additional bonus damage of Ultimate Smite to 25%. The sword, they increased slow effect duration from initial rush to 4 seconds. Note, please see the new threat system above for further sword changes, which we just talked about. The UX and the UI, they did additional nameplates. Our nameplate system currently has 3 levels of detail. Full, which shows everything. Medium, which shows the name and guild crest but hides other non-key info like the chat bubble. And small, which is just the small diamond above the diamond version. That still don't answer my question about the HUD. The new default setting displays 5 full, 10 medium, and 31 distant. Previously, only 1 full, 4 medium, and 15 distant nameplates would be displayed at once. So they've increased them. Okay. They've also added a setting for number of nameplates displayed, so you can decide how many nameplates you want to see at once according to your taste and what your PC can handle. And what your PC can handle. Touche on that one. They did an update to the pin quest. You can now pin 6 quests instead of 3, which is good because you might have more than 3 in that same area, and you just want to go ahead and just get all of those quests done in that area. Pin quest icons on the map are indicated by a pinned icon, making them easier to spot. Well, thank you, devs. That was one thing that I did want to have fixed during the preview, was that it didn't move. And then ability quality of life. The weapon mastery tutorial for new characters has been tuned slightly to make it more clear on how ability slotting works. Thank you. Visual effects have been added to abilities when they are slotted in the mastery screen. Okay. And that was it for their update. So it seems like New World is actually doing a lot in the background, guys, even if you don't have access to the alpha. You can still get access. You can go to their website, newworld.com, and sign up to be a tester You go to tester sign up, you log in with your Amazon account, and if you're chosen, you'll get I think you get a key to Steam in your email, I think. I think that's what they have said in the past. You can also um, pre-order New World. You can do it on Steam, you can do it on Amazon, but I would love to thank the New World devs for an update for Reekwater. I look forward and don't look forward to Reekwater. some some reasons I just want to keep to myself, but I look forward to actually playing Reekwater here when it does release. So whenever it does fully release for people, or they do have a um, another preview event or anything that is not under NDA, I will definitely be streaming it. But I would love to thank the New World devs for any content that they do send my way. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate you guys listening to us and taking us into consideration since we are unable to play the game. But that's all the news that I have for New World. If you have any questions, feel free to um, leave them down in the comments below. Also, guys, if you don't know, they do have a creator program, which I am part of. I am a New World creator. So this is the only way that I'm able to get content from them, and I do appreciate it. So this is a stream sponsored by Amazon Games. Thank you so much to the New World devs for any updates that you do provide me. I do really appreciate it. But anyway, everybody have a great day, have a great night. Wherever you are in the world, stay safe, and I will see you in the next stream. Bye, guys!